and I'm a real estate consultant based here in the city of Asaba, Delta State. And I am passionate about helping people generate wealth through smart investments, especially in the real estate industry. But today, I'm not going to be only talking about the real estate industry. I'm going to be mentioning other industries where you can invest into and you are generating extra income, you're generating cash flow on a yearly basis. So stay tuned to the end of this video. Now, I'm going to take myself as an example because a while back I was kind of confused about where to put my money in. I didn't have this clear knowledge about where to invest my money. So I was getting advices like invest into crypto. I was getting advices like start up a business or save up. Save up. For those persons that want to play it safe and not really do big in life, they will tell you to save up in the bank. So what I did, the smart move I did was I started asking questions. I started researching in order to know where to put in a profitable place to put my money in, a profitable vehicle I can invest my money in and I can be generating cash flow. And guess what? What I found out was I started asking successful investors because the mistake you would do is asking someone who is not there yet. Imagine you want to start investment and you're asking someone who has never done that investment before. That's a financial mistake. So what I did was ask those persons that were already there what I can do in order for me to get back my money and also lots of profit because that's what investment is all about, getting profit. So now what I found out was that the wealthy people don't work for money, and that's just the sincere truth. They don't work for money. They allow their money work for them. So today I'm going to be sharing five income generating five income generating investments you can invest in right here in Nigeria, especially for those who are living in a diaspora, who are living outside the country. So I'm going to be teaching on five investments, five income generating investments you can invest in back here. And the first one I'm going to be talking about is rental real estate. Then the second one is dividend paying stock. The third one is commercial real estate. Now we have rental real estate and we have commercial real estate. If you watch this video to the end, you are going to understand the difference between rental real estate and commercial real estate. And the fourth one is agricultural investment. And the last, but not the least, is the last is solar energy investments. So if I'm going to break each and every one of these things, each one of these points down. So if this is your first time joining my live today, do well to write down where you are joining from in the comment section. And if you have any question, put them also down in the comment section. And I'll try as much as possible to answer each and every single one of them. So once again, welcome here to my live session. My name is Eben Samuel, and I'm a real estate consultant here to help you step by step on the kind of investment you can invest in and get huge return of huge return of investment. All right. So for is the first one is rental real estate. Now, what are rental real estate and how can this generate money for you? Now, rental real estate means buying a property and you allow people rent the property or use it while they are paying you rent. And that's what simply rental real estate is all about. You buy a property and you rent it out to people. And while they are living there or while they are making use of those spaces you give them, they are paying you rent. And this can be quarterly, it can be yearly, it can be monthly. But using the Nigerian system, to the best of my knowledge, we use yearly. We make use of yearly rental, yearly rentals, especially when it comes to residential real estate. Okay. Now, examples of rental real estate is what we call residential apartments. We have the duplexes. We have the self-contained. We have students' lodges, student hostels. We have shops. We have office spaces. So these all fall into the category of rental real estate. Now, imagine I'm going to give you a classic example. Imagine you are someone who is making money outside Nigeria and you decide to buy a house worth 200 million, right? Now you buy a house worth 200 million, and you rent each one of it can be a two-bedroom flat. You rent each one of those for 2.5 million. 2.5 million naira times eight persons that are inhabiting, that are living under your roof. Eight persons times 2.5 million naira. That will give you 25 million naira every single month. Sorry, every single year. That's every single year. Now multiply that 25 million naira times 8 years. That is, you've gotten back your 200 million naira in 8 years interval. And subsequent ones that will be coming in the ninth year, in the 10th year, you are making money. That is profit. Imagine making 25 million naira every single year as, as cash flow. That can be a lot. So now, how does this make money for you? Just like I explained, your tenants pay you either yearly, they pay you either monthly or quarterly. And like I said, using the Nigerian payment system, we use the rental income here is yearly. Okay, and the advantages of this is that you have a steady income, and your property is can also appreciate. You have a steady income. Your property, while they are paying you that, your property is also appreciating in value, and also this can be passed down to future generations. It can be passed down to future generations. Your generations get unborn because it never loses value. That's one thing real estate can never do. It never loses value. Instead, it will keep on appreciating. And even if the building stays like 20 years, 30 years, and you decide to break it down and erect a new building altogether, the land itself will never lose value. It will never lose value, right? So it can be passed down to your children. That's the third advantage. And the last advantage is that it can serve as a collateral in case you want to loan from the bank. It can serve as a collateral. So that is it for rental real estate and how it can generate money for you. Now the second one is dividend paying stock. And how does it work? So when you buy shares in a company for the dividend paying stocks, when you buy shares in a company, you become a part owner of that company. Mark the word part owner. You're not the owner, you just bought shares. So you become a part owner of that company. So, and some companies share part of their profit with shareholders. As you own part of the company, you now become what we call a shareholder. And those payments are called dividends. Examples of examples of this include examples of this Examples in Nigeria include companies in sectors like banking. In the banking sector, it includes telecommunications. It includes industry manufacturing, right? So just like I said, examples of this is banking, telecommunication, industries. You get. So how do they pay you? How do you get paid using this payment system? Now you get paid in two ways. That is Nigeria. Appreciation. Capital appreciation works whenever the value of your shares increase, you get paid, and also paid through dividends. That is, the company can pay you part of its profit. That is two ways you get paid whenever you buy shares from a company. Whenever the value of the shares increase, they pay you. And also the company can pay you part of its shares because you are now a shareholder. You own part of the company, right? So now a classic example of this is you buy 500,000 worth of shares. When you buy 5,000 worth of shares and the company declares dividends, you receive money according to the number of shares you own. So this is very easy to invest in because unlike the rental income where you can buy a property worth 200 million, which can be a lot for so many persons. But if you decide to invest into shares, into dividends, You can just with a little amount of money, you can start investing into some companies, some growing companies that have potentials with as little as 500,000 naira, a million naira. You can start buying some company shares, and as the shares are increasing, you are getting paid. That's the advantage. That's the advantage. You can start easy, unlike the rental income. You can start very easy, and also it does not require millions for you to start. Just like I explained, it does not require millions for you to start, like the rental income. All right, and it has potential for long term growth, which can also be giving you passive income on a monthly basis, quarterly, yearly, depending on the agreements you reach with them. Right, so that is it for dividend paying stock. The first one is rental income, the second one is dividend paying stock, while the third one is commercial real estate. So how does commercial real estate work, and what is the difference between commercial real estate and rental real estate? Now, commercial real estate are properties that are specifically for buildings. They are just specifically for buildings. They are not for living. They are not for residents. They are not for residents. And a typical example, a good example of this is shops, warehouses. You have office buildings, event centers, and shopping plazas. So these are examples of commercial real estate. Remember, like I said, commercial real estates are only for businesses and not for residing. You don't reside in them. They're only for businesses. And just like a good example of this is just there is a plaza just right here at Inebisi Road, Delta State here, that is selling at, the owner wants to sell it out at 900 million. Now, in a plaza, you can find up to 20 shops or 25 shops. Now, imagine each shop is paying you 10, imagine each shop is paying you 1 million. When you multiply 1 million times 25 persons that is staying in that whole plaza, you get 25 million every single year. And remember that this can go up in value as things are increasing, as the value of the property is increasing every single year. You can decide to add it up. You can decide to rent it out at 1.2 as the year goes by. You can decide to rent it out at 2 million as the years goes by. It does not have a ceiling to it. Right? So how this makes you money is just the same way the rental estate makes you money. But this one are for businesses. So when you rent out your plaza to businesses, they pay you rent, right? That's the whole essence of it when you rent it out. Now you can lease, you can commercial leases are often longer than residential leases. Commercial leases are more longer than residential leases, which can provide you more predictable income. It can provide you more predictable income, right? Now, I just explained the examples, and the advantages of this is that it has higher chances of rental income than many residential properties, right? It has higher chances of rental income than many residential properties, and also it has long-term tenants. And businesses often maintain property well. Businesses often, I'm going to pound on this particular advantage. Now, when it comes to commercial real estate, your tenants can maintain your property more than those persons that are residing, because they can spoil something before they're about to leave, and you won't even know. You might not even know, and they leave. When they leave, it falls down on you to now get to repair those things again. But in commercial real estate, some persons can maintain your property for you. They can maintain it well. So those are the advantages of commercial real estate. And the fourth one we have here is agriculture, agricultural investment. Agricultural investments can be income producing assets when managed well. Just like I am into real estate, there are some landed properties that you can start using for your agricultural investment, where you can plant palm trees. You can get to plant palm trees there. And you know that palm trees are very unique. Why are they unique? Because they can actually produce 25 different cash flows for you. And I may not start, I may not mention each and every single one of them for you because they are too long. All right, just give me a second and I'll be back. All right, so sorry for that. My colleague just came in. So, like I was saying, agricultural investments are the fourth one, and which you can start investing palm trees. Now, we all know that palm trees are very unique, and I may not be able to explain, give details to give details about each and every one of these 25 different things I mentioned about. But just know you can do your research and you can find out that palm trees alone, one palm tree can generate up to 25 different cash flows for you. 25 different cash flows for you. Okay. Now, aside that, you can also invest into plantain plantation, knowing fully well one bunch of plantain can is worth 7,000 in the market, right, or more, depending on the fruit it produces. It can be worth 7 to 8,000 to 10,000. Now, imagine you have like 10 acres, you have an acre, you have 2 acres, you have 3 acres dedicated to these plantain plantations. It can be generating money for you on a monthly basis, serious amount of money. And you may not, now this is for planting alone. You may not necessarily want to go into planting. You may want to own things like poultry farming, fish farming, pig farming, crop farming, greenhouses, rearing of livestock. Okay, you can either operate the business yourself or you can invest into professionally managed agriculture. And that's the beauty of this. Right here, working with my company, when you buy an acre and decide for the company to manage the land you bought for you, they can get to plan for you. And at the end of the specific time we have agreement, we can be paying you on a monthly basis, can be paying you on a on quarterly basis or yearly basis, depending on the agreement we reach with you. While you are doing your work, while you are at your various places, you are on vacation or whatever, we can be managing these things for you, and you are on the other side generating income for yourself. That's the beauty of this. You don't necessarily need to be there to be generating income. You don't. So that is it for agricultural investments. Okay, but before I move forward, how does this make money for you? That's the question. How does agricultural investment make money for you? Now, just like poultry farming, it can be generating eggs, crates of eggs. I've visited a poultry farm where they had thousands of eggs that are produced by chickens. This is another this is another income on its own. Another income on its own. And also, if you decide to go into fish farming, your fish can be generating catfish. Everyone knows that it is a lucrative business to go into. And lastly, vegetables from greenhouses. This is something that every single Nigerian cannot do without. Every Nigerian needs it. So if you have solution that someone everybody needs, you can be making millions out of this if you have solution to what people need. So the advantages of this is high demand of food. Just like I said, demand of food will never decrease, no matter what. Come rain, come sun, demand for food will never decrease. It is on a rise every single day. It is rising. Demand for food is rising every single day. So it can never come down. And also multiple harvests or crop cycles. And lastly, it can grow into larger business for you. The more it's generating income for you, the more you are expanding, the more you are expanding into different locations, into different states. Just like we have our former president Obasanjo. This man strategically has acres, about 5,000 plots to his name in a community called Olodo here in Delta State. And not only that, I believe he has in other states. The one I'm sure about is Lagos. He has he has acres. Now, you and this man will never be the same because he understands something. You understand that money should be working for him. Money should be working for him. And also, you understand that he does not only need one particular source of income. Now, he was the president of Nigeria, right? Now he's no longer the president of Nigeria, but he is still making money with the cool investments that he has, even with MTN, where he's getting shares. So this is how the rich understand that money should be working for them, right? So that is it for agro investments. And lastly, we have solar energy investment. And what does this entail? So instead of buying solar panels only for your personal use, you can invest into solar systems that generate income for you. And what do I mean? Now, a typical example of this is Nigeria. We all know that Nigeria does not have steady power supply. And like I said, if you can provide a solution that everybody is looking for, if you can provide a solution, one solution that everybody is looking out for, you are already. So just like the solar business is booming in Nigeria. It's booming in Nigeria, right? Because of the poor power supply we have here. If you can lease solar systems to businesses, if you can lease it to warehouses, you can be making money on a daily basis. Example of this is installation of solar system for tenants and charging a service fee. You are leasing it out to them and you are charging a service fee attached to it because Nigeria is blessed and we don't have a steady power supply. It is not predictable. At any time, it can go off. So providing that solution, so far the sun is shining and they have light on the daily basis to run their activities, you can be making money on the other side. So that is it for today. That is it for today. If you have any question, do well to put them down on the comment section and I'll be checking them. I'll be checking them through. I will answer each and every one of those questions. All right. So now one last final lesson is that one of the biggest difference between wealthy people and everyone else is that they focus on buying assets that produce income. And I gave a typical example of our able president, Olusegun Obasanjo, who who has shares with MTN on a daily basis. You can browse it out. I'm not just telling you stories that I'm not sure about. I'm telling you facts that are on the net. You can browse it out. On a daily basis, he makes nothing less than on a daily basis. He makes nothing less than 70 million with MTN alone. With MTN alone. You can check it out. Now, also he has invested into agriculture, and I believe he has so many other investments. And this man can never return to being poor again. That is just the difference between the wealthy people and the people that are and everyone else, the middle class and the poor people. They understand that they need to invest into assets, not just one, different paying assets. Because it took four rivers to water the Garden of Eden. Even God understands that to water the Garden of Eden, He does not need one stream of income, one stream alone. It needed four streams that are watering the Garden of Eden. So you also are the other side as a businessman. You need other assets, right? So that is it for tonight. Thank you for joining my live. And if you found this helpful, do well to subscribe, like, and put down your question in the comment section. And like I said, I will go through each and every one of them. I'll review them and give you an answer to it. My name is Samuel Eme, and I'm a real estate consultant based here in the city of Asaba. If you have any question, I'm up here for a free consultation. I can give you free consultation. All right. So do well to chat me up, or do well to chat me up. So see you on the next one.